Hello everyone, myself Mrs. Shatabdi Dhar, and today in this video we are going to do some programming in C using recursive function. In this video we will discuss about three programs, that is to calculate factorial of any given number using recursion, to compute Fibonacci numbers using recursion, and to calculate power using recursive function. Now we will discuss about the program, that is write a C program to calculate factorial of any given number using recursion. Solve the program, that is to find factorial of a given number using recursive function or recursion. So we have to use the user defined function or recursive function factorial. I have named it factorial. So at first we have to write hash include stdio.h, that is the header file. Then I have declared the recursive function, that is int factorial int. Then the main function, whatever we have done in this main function, I will discuss after some time. Now come here and see the recursive function named factorial. Int factorial int num. The function name I have given here factorial, data type is int, and the argument passed here, that is int num. Now see here, if num equal to 0 or num equal to 1, return 1. Else return num factorial num minus 1. So factorial function itself call here, that is factorial num minus 1, by giving the value num minus 1. So that's why it is called the recursive function. Now come to the int main function. In this main function we have used two integer variables, that is one is num and other is result. The num is for taking the number from the user. So at first we have given the message, that is enter a number to find its factorial, then take the value from the user through the scanf function. Now the condition, like if num less than 0, then printf factorial of negative number is not possible. So any number, if the number is negative, its factorial is not possible. So here's this message will be given. Else result equal to factorial num. Here factorial num is called, this factorial function or this recursive function is called here. Then printf the factorial of %d is %d, that is num and result. Result will be given by this recursive function named factorial num, and this int factorial int num will be called through this factorial num, and at last the return 0. So here's our program to find the factorial of a given number using recursive method or recursive function or recursion. Now I am compiling this program. So here's our compilation done. Now I am executing this. So enter a number to find its factorial. The message is given here. I'm giving a number like 6. So the factorial of the number 6 is 720, that is 720. Now we will discuss about the program, that is write a C program to compute Fibonacci numbers using recursion. Now we will discuss about the program, that is write a C program to display the Fibonacci series within any limit using recursive function or recursion. So at first we have to write the hash include stdio.h, that is the header file, standard input output header file. Now, as because we have to use the user defined function or the recursive function in this program, so I am declaring here the recursive function, that is int Fibonacci. I am given that number Fibonacci int. Then I have written here the int main, that is the main function. Whatever we have written in this main function, we will discuss about this after some time. Now, the body of the Fibonacci recursive function I am going to discuss, that is if at first int Fibonacci int n. So int is the data type of this recursive function Fibonacci, and the argument we have passed here, that is int n. So the variable int n will be used within this function. So now if n equal to 0, then return 0. Else if n equal to 1, then return 1. Else return Fibonacci n minus 1, that is the function calling itself by subtracting its value by 1 plus Fibonacci n minus 2. Again, the function calling itself by the value subtracting by 2. So return Fibonacci n minus 1 plus Fibonacci n minus 2. So this is our recursive function. Because the Fibonacci function is calling itself by 2 times here, calling itself, so it is called a it is called a recursive function. So this recursive function will be called in this main function when it is required. Now in this main function, the variables, that is int n, I and c is declared. Now in I, the value of I is initialized with 0. Then the message, that is enter the num limit up to which the Fibonacci series will be displayed, is given here. And the value of n is taken from the user by the scanf function. Now printf Fibonacci series, this is a message again. Now for c equal to 1, c less equal to n, c plus plus, that is c will be go from 1 to n by incrementing 1 by 1. Then printf the Fibonacci I and I plus plus. I will be incrementing by 1 and will give the value of Fibonacci series, Fibonacci numbers, by calling the recursive Fibonacci function. So here's our Fibonacci series using recursive function. Now compile this. After compiling, we have to execute this. So after executing, the message is here, that is enter the limit up to which the Fibonacci series will be displayed. So I am giving the limit 15. So our Fibonacci series is here, that is 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 144, 233, 377. Now we will discuss about the program, that is write a C program to calculate power using recursive function. So to calculate the power of any integer number, I have written this program, that is hash include stdio.h, that is a header file. Then int power int n1 int n2. So I have taken the user defined function I have declared here, that is int power. The data type is int, power is the name, and the argument, that is one is the base and other is the power, that is int n1 and int n2. So two integer argument is passed here. Then int main. So the int main I will discuss after some time. Now come to the user defined function or the recursive function, that is int power, int base, int a. Within this function, if a not equal to 0, then return base into power base comma a minus 1. So you can see here this function, that is power base a minus 1, that is the int power function itself called here. So it's a recursive function. So here the base function will be multiplied with the power of base into base of a minus 1. Else return 1. So this function will be called in this main function. And in the main function, the integer variable required here, that is base a and result. The message, that is enter base number, is passed to the printf function, and through this base variable the value is taken through the scanf function. Now the message enter power number, that must be a positive integer. The message is given here, and this value will be taken from the user through this scanf function. Now the result equal to power base a. So power base a is called here, that is a recursive function is called here, and the result will be stored in the variable result. Now the result will be printed as the result. So printf %d to the power %d equal to %d, that is base power a, show the result. At last the return 0. So here's our program to calculate the power of any number using this recursive function. Now compile this program. After this compilation, we have to execute this. So here's our message. Enter base number. I am giving the base number 6. Enter the power number, which must be a positive number. I'm giving here the power number, say 3. So 6 to the power 3, but 6 power 3 equal to 216, or 6 cube is, the value is 216. So it's our result. So through this video, you have learned how to use the switch case statement. So thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe my channel.